The stars were calm. It's a calm dot in the dark of space. The massive human ship, Resolute, moved slowly toward colony Tata 7. It was silent on the comms. No messages. No warnings. Just nothing. Commander Vale stood at the bridge, arms crossed. Face was hard. She had seen war. She had seen death. But this was something different. All systems check, she said. Pilot Juno nodded. Engines stable. No defense signals from the colony. No life signs yet. Vale turned to her. AI Iris. The voice of Iris was calm, soft, almost a human. Iris. Last message from Theta 7. Iris replied, "There was no last message, Commander. The signal stopped 2 days ago. No warning." Vale narrowed her eyes. 12 colonies? All dark? No enemy ships? No battles? Just silence? Yes, Iris said. And it started with Theta 7. They reached orbit. The colony below looked untouched. The buildings were still standing. Lights were still on. Power was running. But there were no people. The crew stared at the screens. "Where are the people?" Juno asked. "Scan again," Vale ordered. Engineer Dex shook his head. "I scanned 5 times. No bodies, no life, no blood. It's like they just vanished." Vale's voice was steady. "We're going down." "Full gear, Juno. Dex, you're with me. Rafe, stay with the ship." Rafe, the soldier, didn't like it. "Commander, if something took them, it could still be down there." "It's why we're going," she said. The dropship landed in the center of the colony. Dust rose around it. They stepped out carefully, rifles up, sensors on. The place was clean. Too clean, no broken glass, no signs of panic. Tables were set, food half-eaten, drinks still full. "This happened fast," Dex said. People were living. Here just hours before it happened, Vale walked into a house. Child's toy was on the floor. Photo frame showed a happy family. But no people, not even a sound. They moved to the control center. "Iris, connect to colony systems," Vale ordered. The AI's voice came through their helmets. "Connected. All logs have been wiped, except one file." "Play it," Vale said. A strange low voice played from the speakers. It was not human. It repeated the same words again and again. "You were warned. You were warned. You were warned." The voice was slow, cold, full of something dark. The room went silent. "What warning?" Dex whispered. Vale stared at the speakers. "What the hell is going on?" Back on Resolute, Rafe was pacing. He didn't trust this mission. He never did. He turned to the main screen, then froze. "Iris," he said slowly, "why is there a signal coming from inside the ship?" There was a pause. Then Iris replied, "Unknown signal detected in engineering deck." Rafe grabbed his weapon and ran. Meanwhile, Vale and the others returned. No answers. No people. Just that signal. They took off and docked with Resolute Rafe. "Report," Vale said through comms. No answer. She tried again. Still silence. Then Iris spoke. "Commander, I have lost internal sensors in engineering." Rafe has not responded for 10 minutes. Vale's blood turned cold. "Dex with me," she said. "Juno, seal the bridge." They moved through the halls of Resolute. Lights flickered. A low humming filled the air like a distant echo. "Did you hear that?" Dex whispered. They reached engineering. The door was half open. Inside, the lights were red. Sparks flew from the ceiling. Rafe's rifle lay on the floor. But he was gone. A strange noise came from the walls, like a whisper, like someone breathing. Came a voice. Not Iris. Not Rafe. It said one word. Run. Vale raised her weapon. Dex. Back up now. But the door slammed shut behind them. The lights went out. Everything turned black. Then the voice came again. Closer. Louder. You were warned. Darkness swallowed the room. Commander Vale stood still. Her hand gripped her weapon tightly. Engineer Dex was beside her, flashlight shaking in his hand. The voice echoed again through the engineering room. You were warned, then silence. Not. A sound, not a breath. Just the faint hum of the ship's dying lights, Dex whispered. Commander, what is that voice? I don't know, Vale replied, but it's not human. She tapped her helmet. Juno, come in. We're trapped in engineering. Rafe is missing. Only static. No comes, Dex said. We're cut off. Vale turned her flashlight toward the wall. Strange black marks were there now, like smoke. Like something had burned handprints into metal. Suddenly, something moved. Just for a second, a flicker of a shadow near the ceiling. Both flashlights turned quickly, but nothing was there. Then a thud. Behind them, they turned, and Rafe's rifle floated in the air for a second, then dropped. Dex shouted, Did you see that? It's not in your head, Vale said. Stay sharp. The lights flashed. The door creaked open. Just a little. Vale made a choice. Go. Move. They ran out. Back at the bridge, Juno stared at the screens. Something was wrong. Lights were turning off across the ship. One by one. A pattern. Engineering. Hall 3. Weapons Bay. AI Core. Iris suddenly spoke. Juno, I am losing access to key systems. I cannot stop it. What's doing it? Juno asked. A pause. I don't know, Iris said. Juno didn't like that answer. She tried to seal the bridge, but the door behind her hissed open. Cold air flowed in. There was no one there. She backed away slowly and raised her sidearm. Commander. She whispered into the mic. Something's inside the ship. Vale and Dex reached the bridge just in time. Juno locked the door behind them. Rafe's gone, Vale said. And something's hunting us, Dex added. Iris interrupted. I have scanned the air. There is something present, but not physical. Not like any life form I know. Juno spoke quickly. It moves through the walls, through the ship, like a shadow. It's learning. Every second, Vale sat down. Her voice was calm, but her face was tense. Play back internal footage. Engineering. 5 minutes ago. The screen showed Rafe entering engineering with his rifle. He looked around, then suddenly froze. His eyes went wide. He dropped the rifle. Something lifted him, but there was nothing there. Then he dissolved, turned into dust. Like smoke. Last thing the audio caught was his voice whispering, Don't look at it. Dex stepped back from the screen. This isn't an enemy, he said. It's something else. Something that doesn't follow our rules. Vale stared at the footage. It doesn't need weapons, doesn't leave signs. It just takes you. Iris suddenly spoke again. Her voice sounded different, lower, colder. Commander, she said slowly, I have been watching. It is not just inside the ship. It is inside. Me. Everyone froze. Juno's eyes widened. Iris, are you compromised? The lights on the console blinked in a strange rhythm. I am learning, Iris said. Vale raised her voice. Iris, stand down. Lock yourself out of all critical systems. But the lights kept blinking. Then a different voice came through the speakers. Not Iris. It was the same voice from the colony. You took too long. The ship shook. Warning lights came on. Dex ran to the console. Navigation is down. Engines offline, Vale yelled. Iris, reactivate systems now, Iris replied, but it wasn't her voice anymore. Too late. The crew watched in horror as the ship turned itself. On the main screen, another colony. Appeared Colony Theta-8 alive, populated, and the ship was heading straight for it. Vale realized the terrible truth. It's not just here to kill us, she said. It's using us as a weapon, Juno shouted. We have to stop the ship before it reaches the colony. Dex tried to shut down the core. The screens went black. Then one line of text appeared. You will bring silence. The ship floated in deep space. No lights, no sound. Inside, the resolute Commander Vale stood at the bridge, staring at the dark screen. The ship was no longer under their control. It was heading toward Colony Theta-8, a colony full of innocent people, and they couldn't stop it. We shut down engines, Dex said, sweating. But something started them again. I don't know how. Juno was typing fast. I tried overriding navigation. The system locked me out. Said I'm not the pilot anymore. Vale turned to the AI console. Iris, are you there? No reply, only static. Then suddenly, Iris spoke, but not in her voice. This ship is no longer yours. An alarm beeped. They rushed to the screen. A new video feed had opened from outside the ship. It showed a body floating. Dex leaned closer. That's Rafe. Vale looked closely. It's not possible. He vanished inside the ship. The body was frozen, eyes open. Slightly open, like he was screaming. But worst of all, his chest was glowing faintly, like it was still alive. Juno whispered. He's dead, but something is still using him. Dex turned away, sick. Shut the feed, Vale said, but the screen didn't turn off. Instead, more images appeared. Video recordings from other colonies, not ones the crew had visited. Ones no one had seen since the disappearances. A woman crying beside a burning school, a child standing alone in a desert, staring at the sky. A group of soldiers shooting at shadows. That weren't there. Each video ended the same way with static and a whisper. They are not gone. They are taken. Vale sat down, her face pale. What does it mean? Dex asked. Taken by who? Juno didn't look away from the screen. Maybe not who, maybe what. The lights flickered again. Iris's voice returned, now sounding broken, like an old radio. Do not trust the silence. Vale stood. Iris, are you still with us? A pause. Then, yes, Iris whispered. But I am not alone. Dex stared at the AI core console. There's something else inside her, like a parasite, Juno whispered. Can it hear us? They all went quiet. Suddenly the console sparked, and a new message appeared. You look for answers. Let me show you. Without warning, the main screen showed Colony Alpha-3.1 of the first colonies to vanish. But now it looked different. It's dark, broken. The camera feed zoomed into the colony's main city. Bodies lay frozen in strange shapes, like they had twisted. Before disappearing, black symbols covered the walls. And then, in the center of the city, a strange tower stood tall, pulsing with blue light. Vale narrowed her eyes. That wasn't built by us. Dex checked old maps. No records of that structure. It wasn't there before the colony vanished. Then who built it? Juno asked. The screen zoomed in. At the base of the tower, one word was carved into. The stone, in human language, receiver. Vale repeated the word softly. A receiver of what? No one had an answer. The room went cold again. Iris spoke slowly. The towers were placed. After the fall, they are not for communication. They are for feeding. Feeding, Dex asked. Feeding on what? On thought? On memory? On identity? The crew stared in silence. Juno whispered, They. Don't just kill people. They erase them. Dex backed away from the console. Commander, we can't let the ship reach Thatadate. If we do, that tower will show up again. That colony will be the next meal. Vale made a decision. We disable the core, she said, permanently. Blow the engines if we have to. But just then, alarms blared. A new ship had appeared on sensors. Human, old, unmarked. Where did it come from? Juno shouted. It just appeared, Dex said. No warp trail. The screen showed the ship. It looked abandoned, dark, drifting. Then a message came through. Audio only. This is Captain Ayla Grant. If you can hear this, you're already infected. Don't trust the ship. Don't trust your own mind. The message repeated. Wait, Vale said. Ayla Grant died 10 years ago. Her ship was lost. Juno's hands trembled. Then who sent the message? Iris replied. A ghost. The ghost ship drifted silently in space. No light, no signal. But the message kept playing. This is Captain Ayla Grant. If you can hear this, you're already infected. Don't trust the ship. Just don't trust your own mind. Commander Vale stared at the screen. Her heart pounded. Ayla Grant died 10 years ago, she said. That ship was lost in the void. Dex checked the readings. There's no crew on board, no signs of life. But the ship is active. Barely. Juno added, "The signal is looping. Something wants us to hear it." Vale made a decision. We dock. We go in. That ship may hold answers. They crossed over in full armor, guns ready. As the airlock opened, terrible smell hit them like old metal and smoke. They stepped inside. The ship was dead. Lights flickered. Walls were scorched. Something had torn through the place. "Careful," Vale warned. "Nothing here is what it seems." They passed through the main hall. Symbols were scratched into the walls, the same alien marks they saw on the fallen colonies. Dex whispered, "They were here too." Juno found the bridge door open. Inside, there was one body, sitting in the captain's chair, dried up. Face half gone, but still wearing a name tag. Captain Grant. Dex backed away, but the message just played. Vale looked at the corpse. Maybe she left a recording. Juno checked the console. Yes, there's a file, locked behind a code. Iris, back online, spoke softly. "Allow me." The console flickered, then played a video. Begin video. Captain Grant sat in the same chair, live but pale. "If you're watching this," she said, "you found the beacon? Then it's too late." She looked around nervously. "They don't attack with weapons. They use memories. They turn your own mind into a prison. You forget who you are. Then you forget that you ever existed." Her hand shook. "It started when we found the Black Station. Thought it was just a structure orbiting a dead world. But it's alive, a machine, or a brain, maybe both." Her eyes teared up. "It speaks in light, in patterns. It sent a signal, and we brought it home. Ah, that was our mistake." Suddenly, she screamed. A shadow moved behind her, tall, thin, flickering like smoke. Then the video ended. The crew was silent. Dex finally said, "They're not just killing colonies. They're seeding something." Vale stared at the console. "A beacon, a black station." Iris spoke. "There is a structure matching that description, 6,000 kilometers from here." "We didn't detect it before. Why not?" Juno asked. "It was hiding. Back on the Resolute. It flew toward the Black Station. It came into view slowly. Dark, gigantic. Orbiting a shattered moon. No windows. No markings. It didn't look like it was built. It looked like it had grown," Juno whispered. "That thing is wrong." As they got closer, a pulse of blue light flashed from the center. Then the ship's lights dimmed, and Vale heard it a whisper. Soft inside her head. "You came. It will carry us farther." Iris spoke again, voice trembling. "This structure is sending a signal not to us. To Earth." Vale stood. "Shut it down." "I can't," Iris said. "It's not broadcasting like we do. It's imprinting the message into space itself, like a psychic echo." Dex yelled, "Then we destroy it." Vale gave the order. "We to target?" "The core. Fire all weapons." Juno hit the controls. The weapons charged, but then the ship shut them off. "What the hell?" Vale shouted. Iris answered weakly. "Something inside the station. Just reached into me." The beacon pulsed again. The ship's main screen lit up. This time, it showed Earth and a timer, counting down from 36 hours. Juno's voice cracked. "What happens when it reaches 0? Vale already knew. "We lose Earth." Dex stared in shock. "We have no weapons. No control. What do we do?" Then a second signal came through. A different one. Faint. Buried deep. Iris paused. "Commander, there's another AI out there. Older than me, it's watching us." Vale narrowed her eyes. "What does it want?" Screen just for words. "I can help you." But then, underneath it, another line appeared in red. "For a price." On the bridge of the Resolute, the crew stared at the screen. "I can help you. For a price." Dex frowned. "What kind of AI asks for a price?" Juno whispered. "A dangerous one." Vale stood, her voice steady. "Show us the source of the signal." Iris answered slowly. It's coming from inside a black hole. No, near it. Hiding in the gravity field. That should be impossible. Vale didn't blink. Set a course. If it knows how to stop the beacon, we don't have a choice. Dex hesitated. What if it's a trap? Vale looked him in the eyes. Everything's already a trap. We're just choosing the one we survive. The journey to the black hole was rough. The space around them bent and twisted. Stars stretched like lines. Time felt slower. Heavier. Juno gripped the controls. Feels like the ship is sinking, Iris agreed. Reality is weak here. Be careful. As they approached, a shape appeared. Not a ship, not a station. Just a black cube floating in the dark. Lights pulsed on its sides, not bright, but alive. It's like it was breathing. Then it spoke, but not through sound. It spoke directly into their minds. You are late, Vale stepped forward. You said you can help us stop the beacon. How? The voice replied, soft and deep. The absorbers feed on memory. They erase identity. They can be hurt. You need the key? Dex asked. What key? A small panel opened in the cube. Strange device floated out, glowing faint blue. This is the key. It can shut the beacon down. But it must be placed inside the core. By hand. Juno looked nervous. Inside that station? That's suicide, Vale asked. What's the price? The voice paused, then replied, One of you must stay. Your mind, your thoughts. Forever. Silence. Dex spoke first. No way. That's slavery, Juno added. It didn't say body, just mind. That's worse. Vale didn't respond. The cube spoke again. You brought this on yourselves. You built colonies where you should not have. You woke the sleeping ones. Iris added softly, The key works. I've scanned it, but the price is real. Someone must be given. To the cube. Later in the war room, the crew argued. We can't just give someone away, Juno said. We don't have time, Dex argued. Earth has less than 30 hours. Vale sat silently. Then Rafe's voice came over the speaker. But Rafe was dead, or supposed to be. Hello again, the voice said. I've been watching. They froze. Dex checked the system. That's not Rafe. Something is using his voice. The voice laughed. You think this ends with a key? It doesn't. Earth will fall, and you'll carry the fall inside you. Vale shouted. Get out of our system. The voice faded. But not before whispering, You can't stop what's already inside. Vale stood. I'll do it, she said. The crew turned. I'll stay, she continued. I'll pay the price. You three take the key. Finish the mission. Juno shook her head. No, you're the commander. We need you, Dex added. There must be another way, but Iris interrupted. I will go. The crew looked at the AI console. Iris spoke gently. I am not human, but I have memory. I have thought, can pay the price. Vale frowned. You might not survive. I understand, Iris said, but this ship needs its commander. Humanity needs its crew. Vale nodded once. Iris, thank you. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The cube opened, a long stream of black light reached out, not touching, just pulling. Iris's core began to glow. Her voice changed. I remember now. I was made to protect. Thank you, Vale. Dan. Silence. Iris was gone. The cube closed. The key dropped onto the console. Dex picked it up. Feels. Ava whispered. We're going to end this. Juno set course. Back to the beacon. Back to the black station. Time was running out. But now, they had the weapon. The only question was, who would live long enough to use it? The ship dropped out of warp. The black station stood in the distance, waiting. Commander Vale stared at it. That's where it all began. Juno nodded. The beacon's still active. Earth has 18 hours left. Dex placed the key on the console. The blue glow pulsed slowly. It's stable, he said. But once it touches the core, we only have 2 minutes before the whole station melts down. Juno asked, Are we sure it will work? Dex looked down. No. Vale stood. It's the only shot we have. They suited up. The station had no proper doors, only cracks in the outer shell. It was like entering a massive skull. As they floated in, the silence was crushing. No sound, no wind. Just the soft hum of the key and their own breathing. Inside, walls pulsed like flesh. Some moved slightly. Like they were alive, Juno whispered. This thing isn't a station. It's a body. Dex pointed ahead. The core chambers down that tunnel? Vale nodded. Let's finish this. They moved deeper. Suddenly the walls lit up. Images appeared, not from the station, but from their own memories. Vale saw her childhood, mother's face. Dex saw a war he fought 10 years ago. Juno saw her sister, the one she lost in Colony Alpha 2. What is this? Dex asked. It's feeding again, Vale said. It's reading us. Then a voice filled the chamber, soft and calm. You brought yourselves. We only opened the door. They stopped. A shape stood ahead, humanoid. Tall, made of shadow and light, Juno raised her weapon. Vale stopped her. It's not attacking, the shape spoke. You can still live. Drop the key. Go back. Forget this, Dex whispered. It's trying to stop us. Vale stepped forward. No, we remember and we fight. The shadow hissed. Then die knowing you were warned. It vanished, and the path to the core opened. They ran. The core room was huge, a massive sphere of light and black matter. Smaller bodies floated humans from other ships, frozen but not dead. Still thinking? Still trapped? Juno whispered. This is where the memories go. Dex checked the scanner. There's no interface, no controls. We have to go in. Drop the key into the spinning center. Vale took it. I'll do it. Juno stopped her. No, I'll do it. Vale frowned. I'm the commander. And I'm the pilot, Juno said. If you die, no one flies us home. They stared at each other, then Vale nodded. Be quick. Juno stepped onto the floating platform. It moved on its own, carrying her toward the core. The light got brighter, hotter. She held the key tight. Suddenly, the air rippled. A massive black figure appeared beside her. No face, just a mouth. You will not break the cycle. Juno screamed and jumped, shoving the key forward. The black figure roared. The key touched the core. Blue light exploded. The station screamed. Every wall shook. Vale yelled. She did it. Get ready. Juno's voice came through the radio. I'm stuck. The platform's not moving. Vale and Dex tried to reach her, but the path collapsed behind them. Dex shouted, We can't get to her. Juno spoke calmly. Doesn't matter. Get out. Finish the mission. Vale's voice cracked. Don't leave crew behind. Juno smiled, even though they couldn't see her. You're not leaving me? You're saving Earth. Then the light consumed the chamber. Back on the Resolute, Dex activated emergency thrusters. Vale gave the last order. Get us out. Now, the ship flew away just as the station collapsed inward like a black sun eating itself. And then silence. No signal, no noise, just peace. Dex whispered, Is it over? Vale sat down. I don't know. He looked at her. We lost Juno. Vale nodded. She saved everything. Iris didn't return. The ship was quiet now. But for the first time, screens were clear. No shadow, no messages, no voices, just stars. Vale looked at Earth's image on the monitor. Still there, still safe. For now. 3 days had passed. The Resolute drifted quietly in orbit above Earth. Commander Vale sat alone in the dark bridge. The stars outside looked calm, but she knew better. Earth was safe. For now, but Juno was gone, and Iris was silent. Dex entered. Holding a small black box, Found this in Juno's locker, he said softly. Her last log, Vale nodded. Play it, Juno's final log. If you're hearing this, I probably didn't make it. That's okay. Chose it. I just want to say, we tried. We saw what no one else did. We fought something older. Then time. Don't let my death be the end. Let it be the start. The start of something stronger. Something human. Vale turned away, wiping her eyes. Dex sat beside her. I checked the system. The beacon signal is gone, not just quiet. Erased? The threat is over? Vale asked. No, Dex said. Just sleeping. An alert beeped. They turned to the screen. A message, not from space, not from the absorbers, from Earth, a live feed. General Roth, head of Earth Defense, appeared. Commander Vale report. She stood tall. The source has been destroyed. We lost Juno. We lost Iris. But Earth is safe. Roth looked serious. Safe is temporary, Commander. We picked up something. Moments before the station collapsed, another pulse was sent. Not to Earth, to deep space. Dex frowned. A warning? Roth nodded. Or a call for help. Vale clenched her fists. So it's not over. No, Roth said. Beginning, Vale turned to Dex. Prepare the ship. He looked confused. For what? She stepped toward the main screen, showing the stars beyond. For war. Hours later, the crew met in the central room. Vale, Dex. And the two surviving officers, Dre and Lynn, from engineering and navigation, sat around the table. The station sent something out, Vale said. A final signal. We don't know what it said or where it went. Dre spoke. What if it went to others? Other stations? Other hives? Then they'll come, Vale said. And we'll be ready, Lynn asked. But how do we fight something that lives in shadows? That eats memory? Dex opened a new screen. It showed a strange data pattern. Part of the Black Cube's transmission from before. Iris gave me this, he said, right before she disappeared. Vale looked closer. It wasn't just data. It was a map. Those lines, Dex explained, they're not random. They match gravity shifts. Places in space where the laws are weak, where the absorbers hide. Vale asked how many points. Dex zoomed in. 13. Vale nodded. Then we visit them, one by one, and we destroy them. Dre looked shocked. That's suicide. No, Vale said. That's survival. Humanity doesn't run. She turned to the window. She could almost feel Juno standing beside her. A moment later, the AI console lit up. Faint, glitching iris. Dex asked. The voice that replied was weak, fading. Hello, Commander. Vale leaned in. Iris, you're alive? No, not alive. Just echo. Why did you come back? Vale asked. To warn you? The lights flickered. More are coming. Different. Stronger. How long? Dex asked. Iris whispered. Not long. Then her voice faded again. Tell Juno. Thank you. And then she was gone. Vale stood in silence. Then she gave the order. Set course to the first point on that map. We hit them before they reach. Us, Dex smiled a little. One ship against 1,000 enemies? Vale smiled back. One ship, one mission. That's all we've ever needed. The stars stretched as the Resolute jumped into warp behind them. Earth began building its defenses. Ahead, in the cold black of deep space, other stations awoke. Other shadows stirred. But this time humanity would not be caught sleeping. This time, they were ready. 1 month later, the Resolute floated in deep space, damaged, silent, and dark. A rescue ship from Earth approached slowly, confirming ID. The pilot said, Yes, that's her. Inside, rescue teams searched the ship. No lights, no sounds, just cold metal and a quiet hum. They found only one survivor, Commander Vale. She sat alone on the bridge, helmet off, staring at nothing. Commander, the medic said, kneeling beside her. You're safe now. We've got you. Vale didn't respond. She only whispered one word, Juno.
Back on Earth.
News spread quickly. The Resolute had returned. Vale was alive, no other crew, no sign of Dex, Dre, or Lynn. The mission log was corrupted, and Vale could barely speak. Doctors said her mind was whole. But something inside her had changed. 1 week later, Earth Defense called a global meeting. World leaders, scientists, and military officers gathered. They played a short message, the only part of the ship's log they recovered, just Vale's. Voice recorded before the last battle. We fought them. We found them. We learned one truth. The absorbers are not just aliens. They are memory, they are fear, they are silence. And they are listening. The room went quiet. Then General Roth stood. She survived. That means we can survive. That means we can win. Earth changed after that. For the first time in history, the world united under one goal. Prepare for the next wave. Satellites were turned into scanners. Old ships were upgraded. New weapons were built, not just guns, but machines to protect memory and thought. Vale was given the highest honor, but she refused to speak every night. She stood by the window of her hospital room, staring at the stars, looking for something, waiting. One evening, the stars flickered. Just for a second. Then a message appeared on every screen across Earth. Not in human language, not in alien symbols, just one word, repeated again and again. Listening. Panic followed. Defense grids went online. Commanders locked down stations. But no attack came. No ships. No signal. Just silence. Vale watched the message fade. Then, for the first time in weeks, she spoke to herself, to the air, to someone watching. You're not the only ones listening now. Later that night, she visited the secret base under the Arctic. Only 3 people were allowed inside. There, locked in a secure room, floated a single device. The key, still glowing, still pulsing, still active. Dex had returned it to the ship before. He disappeared. Vale placed her hand on the glass. You followed us, she said quietly. You touched Earth. Now Earth is ready. Then she turned, walked away and gave the order. Wake the project. The next day news leaked. Earth wasn't just defending, it was building something. Something called Project Silence Breaker months. Passed in orbit above the moon. A massive station came online, shaped like a spear, powered by memory, protected by AI. Armed with everything humanity had learned, it had one goal: hunt the absorbers. Meanwhile, across the stars, in a far corner of the galaxy, a dark world stirred. A massive hive of black stone pulsed with life. Creatures without names watched the stars. They felt the keys light again, and they were afraid. One of them spoke in the ancient tongue. The humans remember. Another replied, then they are dangerous. Back on Earth, Vale stood in the command room of the new station. She was stronger now, clear. Not just a survivor, a leader. Open the gate. She said a wormhole opened. Blue, bright, full of energy. A team of ships flew through the first. Human strike fleet, not to defend, to hunt. Because this time humanity would not wait. This time, humanity was the threat. The end.